And we are into the semis, week 16. Pretty much the last week, right before the ship here. Are you getting into the ship? You've got a shot if you are playing this week. So it's feeling good for me. I'm in quite a few semifinals here, so trying to get to that ship. But what's up, Hammer?
Nothing good, honestly. I debated on whether or not I was going to be well enough after last night's debacle, whether I wanted to appear on the show. But I'm a trooper. I soldiered it out. I came on here. I am on suicide watch, so just keep an eye on me if you have my number or if you hit me up. Just ask if I'm doing okay because I'm going to need that. I have no idea what the hell happened last night, but we're going to help you guys push into the finals. Hopefully you got some good matchups and stay away from that injury bug. The injury bug hit me hard in my semifinal matchup. I had Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs on my semifinal roster, and they gave me a combined 8 points. Not what you want. So
yeah, it's rough. I've got quite a few leagues with London coming back this week. I've got a few leagues with Rice just not playing at all, and no Mahomes. So that
yep,
is so
big
it sucks
injuries
in
there.
quite a few places. I got Puka in 2 leagues. Um,
That was
but I
nice.
also
That was
have him
really
in
nice.
2. I also had him in 2 leagues, so it's one of those where like I need him to go off, but not too off, and he wound up just going off.
Nuclear.
In one league, I
Nuclear.
might be just done, but in the other league, I actually had Stafford, and then
Okay.
so it I don't want to say it
Offset a
evens
little
out
bit.
necessarily, but it does offset a little bit so that it doesn't hurt as much because
Right.
Stafford got a lot of points. So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but everything else, I'm pretty much looking good. And so in one of my redrafts out of the 3, that's the rough one where I'm going against Puka in one. And then what is it, 5 of my dynasty leagues, I think I am in good shape to win all of them and get to the ship. So we'll see what happens. But all right, let's go to probably second highest scorer in the OG Dynasty League. Womp womp womp. Let's go,
And
Diaz. And you just got
but that's the
chased too,
thing
I
though.
saw, and then it just wound up not working out. But
And when the guy scores 195 on you, it's going to be tough to overcome that. And Diaz scored almost 180, so you
mhm.
put your best guys out there, and you just hope. And then, but that's the thing though, especially in fantasy, like obviously that's going to piss you off, but you can be the highest scoring team in the league, and all it takes is 1 week for either your team to shit the bed or the other team to just go absolutely nuclear on you. So that's why we say to be consistent, play your best guys, and hope for and hope for the best.
Mhm. Absolutely. Caps, what up, Caps? What's going on? What's going on? Mhm. All right, let's get into, I guess, some of the injuries at least first. Who's not playing? Who is playing? And just so everybody knows, I do have baby on hand right now.
Still on hand. Heck yeah,
Still
dude.
doing the
I love the
show.
guest. That's what we call carrying the load.
Still doing the
Pause.
show. But yeah.
Yeah, so we got, it looks like T Higgins is gonna play. So that'll obviously that impacts fantasy. So it looks like T Higgins is gonna give it a go. If you got Joe Burrow, I'm pretty sure you're playing Joe Burrow. We actually have a question from Frank on Joe Burrow.
There you go. Burrow or golf?
That's a damn good question. The matchups are pretty good on both sides. Burrow
Mhm.
obviously playing at Miami in good weather, right? With looks like T Higgins and Jamar Chase back there. And then you got Jared Goff playing at home against a Pittsburgh defense that's been a little bit better, but very, very vulnerable given. So that's a tough one, man. I think I'm gonna go Joe Burrow here, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, damn. I have no idea. I might lean Burrow like you just slightly, but I don't know if that is going to decide your matchup being won or lost. But I'd probably go just with Burrow. Maps need to start 3. Need to sit 3. So sit 3, start 3, flex PPR. Sutton, Tet, Aaron Jones, Marks, Juwan Jennings, Tyler Warren.
So need to sit 3, start 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll just go. We'll try and do our elimination game. I think Aaron Jones might be a sit for me. I know Aaron
Think
Jones
so?
has been okay. Sutton,
Sutton's
he's
been
been
good.
okay. I mean, compared to some of the other upside for some of these guys, Sutton has been good. I think I'm gonna roll Sutton.
Jennings has been
I
good,
know
and
Tet was playing
Pearsall
pretty
is out.
well. And Pearsall is out. Jennings has been good. Tyler Warren should be an automatic play here, but he's obviously the quarterback situation puts a damper on his potential fantasy value. So, and Woody Marks, Houston actually has a really good matchup as well. They're playing Vegas, which you like some of that for Woody Marks. But I think I'm definitely playing Sutton here. I think I'm definitely playing Jennings. San Francisco's playing Indy on Monday night. So I'm going Sutton, Jennings.
Is it Ted against the Bucks?
That's I was
Is it
leaning
Jones? I
that.
mean, Jones has a nice matchup too.
Ted's been a little quiet the last couple of weeks. And Nick Chubb is back for Houston, so keep that in mind with the Woody Marks situation.
Yeah,
And Woody
that's right.
Marks was
So
getting Woody Marks was getting really good work. So I mean, it could be Aaron Jones here. I'm not crazy about it, and I know that Jordan Mason has been getting a decent amount of work as well. So they're essentially in a 50-50 split. Aaron Jones does give you some good potential receiving upside as well. In 5 out of the last 6 games, he has at least 3 receptions for Aaron Jones. So make of that what you will. He's going to give you a safe floor. So, all right. So let's go Sutton, let's go Jennings, and let's go Aaron Jones.
yeah, I mean, I could see the argument for Tet too. Obviously, it's a good matchup.
So
It
can I.
hasn't been great the
So
last
can I.
couple weeks, but I know he's been a little bit banged up too. But I think if you're going for the upside, it's got to be Tet, and if you just want to play it safe, maybe it's Aaron Jones. So I'll kind of look at it that way.
Just got it in. QJ is healthy.
QJ is healthy. QJ is
Or
playing.
active, I should say.
More active, yeah. Frank, need one. Harvey, Hall, Judkins, Woody.
Damn, I do like some RJ Harvey here.
Yeah, I mean, it might be Harvey. I mean, Woody's interesting, but again, we do have Chubb coming back. Judkins, I mean, is it going to be a close enough game? I mean, are they going
Buffalo
to get
not great
down
against
into
the
the red
run,
zone?
but
Are they going to get
right.
down into the goal line? Or is it just Harvey?
I'm gonna go with RJ Harvey here, just
Me
because
too.
that Denver offense is playing better. And you got to imagine there's going to be some scoring opportunities for RJ Harvey. So I'm gonna lean RJ Harvey here.
Yeah, I mean, 19 carries, 17 carries the last 2 weeks. So like the volume is there. 6 catches 2 weeks ago.
And he's scoring touchdowns, 4 in
Yeah.
his last 3 games.
Yep.
And there's some receiving upside there. I know he didn't have any catches against the Packers, but there's receiving upside as well. RJ Harvey.
Yeah, let's go Harvey there. Keon, a drop? I mean, a redraft for
Not,
sure. I mean, in
not
Dynasty, I'm not
yeah,
dropping him,
redraft.
but,
No.
I mean, he has a chance. He probably just needs way more time. I mean,
And also let's I've been watching a ton of Buffalo games, obviously, red zone and national games. They are transitioning to a bit more of a running team now. Like between Cook, between Ty Johnson, between and some of the obviously Josh Allen, like they want to run the ball. So, and obviously in cold weather up in Buffalo, I know they're playing at Cleveland today, but they're transitioning to a little bit more of a running team, especially later in the year. So, but I wouldn't drop Keon in Dynasty. I think he does still have some value playing with Josh Allen.
yeah, I mean, I don't want him. Like, he's not gonna be I think we can probably agree he's not gonna be elite, but is he gonna be good enough in that type of offense where, like, he has chance to score and put up some points? But I don't really want him. I'd get rid of him pretty easily, but I wouldn't drop him. I wouldn't drop him because you never know when that value just goes up even just a little bit when you get that
Right.
opportunity to make a trade or throw him in a trade.
Hmm.
Morning, fellas. Full PPR. Simpson said need one RB, one wide receiver with two flexes. One RB, one wide receiver, two flexes. Brees, Genty, Rico, Igbuka, Godwin, BTJ, Jennings.
All right, let's tackle the running back situation first. Brees, Genty, Rico. I mean, Rico should have the best matchup.
Mhm,
Genty taking on Houston. I want no part of that action
mhm.
whatsoever. The
Yeah,
Jets just look abysmal offensively. They are taking on New Orleans. I'm not sure what New Orleans is defensively, but is it Rico by default here at our running back spot? I think
almost.
so.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I guess you could make an argument just the volume maybe, but yeah, I'm going Rico here out of these, and then we got one wide receiver: Buka, Godwin, BTJ, or Jennings. Jennings been
Well,
hot.
Ibuka
No
hasn't
Pierce
been
though.
right. Ibuka hasn't been great the last couple of weeks.
Nope.
Let me see. He is still
Godwin's coming
getting
along.
somewhere. And Mike Evans is back and
Right, so now
commanded
you do
double
have
digit targets the last time we saw them.
right,
So yeah, I think I'd lean Jennings there for my wide
me too.
receiver for
Alright, so then we got
volume,
2
and
flex
then we
so
need
then we got 2 flexes.
two two flexes. I think I'll take Godwin in one of my flexes.
I can see that.
And then it's really a toss up between Igbuka and maybe Brees on some sort of volume type situation. But there's a good amount to go around in Tampa, so Ibuka is hard to trust. BTJ looks like Jacoby Myers has just leaped over BTJ in that pecking order.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not going Brees for sure, and I don't think I could go Genty either.
Brian Thomas playing at Denver. Now BTJ has had a solid 2 weeks, 7 catches on 13 targets, 150 yards and a touchdown in his last 2 weeks. But at Denver is going to be tough. Yeah, give me BTJ in the other flex.
It almost has to be, I mean, if you're just
Right.
looking at trying to make the best decision, I mean,
Right. So
yeah,
we're gonna go Rico, Jennings, Godwin, BTJ.
I went BTJ. Yeah, I mean, and if you wanna play Ibuka over Godwin, I mean, you can. Wouldn't be mad at it, but I mean, he hasn't been great at Buka, but it like the targets are there 13, 9, 8, 8, 9, 7. It just hasn't he hasn't been hitting. I know he dropped a touchdown one week. I mean, even Godwin, I mean,
Not great, but
5
at least
targets. I
a
mean, 5
stable
targets
floor.
last week. Buka's still out targeting him. You know, Godwin just had the tutty last week to save him. So listen, I'm gonna go with Buka over Godwin just based on what I've been seeing, at least target wise. I
That's
mean,
fair.
it hasn't worked out, I guess, points wise, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go Buka there. Cap said, as a resident of upstate New York, you are right. They've been running a lot as of recent.
Yeah, man. They got the James Cook action, the RPO stuff. They want to
Mhm.
run the ball.
Cap said he's worried about Buka with Evans, Godwin, and McMillan back. That's right. McMillan is back as well. So I mean, they've got a
Mm-hmm.
ton of guys over there, but I mean, the
And they
targets are
got
still,
Bucky, the
the
Rashad.
targets are still
Mm-hmm.
flowing to Ibuka. Maybe the upside isn't there, that we once thought was, with the other two guys there at the moment. But yeah, what up, Kev?
Kev.
Jared Goff or Lawrence, who's been playing pretty damn good lately.
He has been playing good, but he's playing at Denver. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence on the road at Denver. Jared Goff in his
Mhm.
home dome. Give me Jared Goff.
Yep, I'll take Jared Goff for the exactly those reasons. Carlos, what's up, Carlos? Harvey or Carter? I think we briefly talked about Harvey a little earlier, but I'm still
Mm-hmm.
going Harvey,
I'm going Harvey as well.
and I like Carter. I got to play him in one league, but
I'm going Harvey as well.
all right.
Now, there is a case to be made for Carter because we know Jacoby Brissett has that Arizona offense looking pretty solid, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing to sneeze at. So, but I think RJ Harvey, they just Denver offensively playing better, and RJ Harvey is a big part of that. And he's getting touchdowns. Like he has a lot of opportunities for touchdowns. As I mentioned, 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games. Give me RJ Harvey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean Carter. They did say, "Oh yeah, we're comfortable giving him, the workload and everything," but
You got
I
to
think I'm
see it before
still,
you can believe it.
I think I'm still rolling. Yeah, I'm still rolling Harvey here. All right, what injuries we got going on? Who the hell is not playing here?
Marvin Harrison Jr. expected to
Yeah.
play, but he's going to be limited a little bit. So if you got the Michael Wilson, obviously you kind of not nervous, but you're not sure what that looks like. So Marv is going to play for Arizona. Obviously you mentioned Ricky Pearsall is out. Devontae Adams obviously was out, so that was big news that happened on Thursday. I don't have a ton of other information. You mentioned Rashee Rice out. Tyquan Thornton also out for the Chiefs. So Xavier Worthy could be a decent play. I have Hollywood playing in a situation where I'm a little thin at the flex position. So I fired up Hollywood Brown with Minshew. Your boy Drake London back.
Yes.
What
Yes,
does
he's
that
back.
mean for my boy Kyle Pitts?
I mean, it's tough because obviously London hasn't played. They have literally nothing to play for. So,
Right.
it's like, all right, is he going to play all the snaps? Is it going to be limited? Like they said, he's good to go and he's
Right.
going to play. What does that entail? It's hard
But he is one of
to
the better
trust.
receivers, and your
He
options
is
probably aren't better, especially
right,
maybe in that wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 slot. You're probably not
right,
getting anything with better upside than a Drake London. So,
right. And we've seen Drake London have multiple huge games
yep.
this year. So you don't want to miss that, especially in the playoffs. I know I put Justin Jefferson as the what am I talking? The thumbnail as for the YouTube video, right? Because a lot of people have questions like, all right, am I playing Justin Jefferson or am I
Mhm.
playing someone else? And it's like, I mean, can you like we see what Justin Jefferson can do? He can have that huge game, and obviously it hasn't happened, but if it does happen, like, can you live with yourself with it? Or are you just going down with the fort? Like you took Justin Jefferson first round. I mean, I'm okay going down with the fort. If that's how it happens, I mean, then that's how it happens. Unless you've got a much greater, better option, it's hard to not play him.
Right. No, I totally agree. But there is a the thing with Jefferson is there's a fairly large sample size of him just not being productive. Like we're talking about a month and a half essentially of just not being productive. So that is a big enough sample size where are you going to play Justin Jefferson or are you going to play Michael Wilson? Right? Like that is a legitimate question that you can have. So in situations like that, you're looking at it where Jacoby Brissett slinging it over the place. Obviously, the return of Marv is a thing, but I might play Michael Wilson over Justin Jefferson in this situation.
I mean, yeah, these are the tough questions that we've got to face here. And the
Um,
most important game of the season because this is the
One and done.
deciding factor between you going to the championship, winning some money at
Mm-hmm.
least, and having a chance to win the ship. I mean, it's not easy to get to the championship,
No,
right? I mean,
no, it's
when
not.
you look at the chances, I don't know, what is it, like 8% or something like that if you do the math or some shit like that. It's very, very hard to get to the ship, and then once you get all the way to this position, it's like half your team
One.
is hurt, and you're starting fucking Michael Carter and Audric Estime like I am
Yep,
in a fucking, trying to get to the championship, like,
that's right.
you know?
That's right. And also too, not only the injuries, which has decimated me in my semifinal matchup, but you're also looking at those situations where quarterback play, right? Or play of guys that you expected to be better. That's why these are questions. So yeah, man, it's really tough. I ran Blake Corum out there. Now Blake Corum's been playing much better, but I had to run Blake. I had to make a call and play Blake Corum. I'm making a call now where it's between Hollywood and QJ. I didn't think that would be a situation 8 weeks ago. I would play QJ and not even look back. But we're talking about all the injuries with the Chiefs. Obviously, Mahomes. Note Rashee Rice at the worst
Mhm.
opportunity. I have no Rashee Rice in my semifinal matchup. So
Yeah.
these are all the things that factor in, and you really have to have some of that depth. And that's what you're talking about, where a lot of those picks that you talk about and guys that you stash on the benches, those backup running backs, those maybe third wide receivers, where they can elevate, maybe get you a big game and vault you into the championship. Couple of other additional injuries. Devin Neal out for the Saints. Also, Alvin Kamara is not playing as well. So running back for the Saints. Is Kendre Miller running?
Oh, he's still hurt. It's Estime pretty much.
Oh, it's Estime. There you go.
That's, that's
Um, Also now another situation, right? Tua demoted to QB3. So if you have Jalen Waddle now, that becomes a question if you're gonna play some Jalen Waddle. Like this is the
had a
shit we're talking about.
decision. Yeah, between Waddle and London, and I'm like, I'm just playing London, and I'm not
Yeah.
even,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
know? And
Absolutely.
Tua is interesting because obviously he just got the contract. So what
Hmm.
are they doing with Tua? Are they gonna move him? Are they gonna keep him? Like I don't they still have McDaniels out there for some reason. I don't know if, they get rid of him eventually, but
Hmm.
what's gonna happen with Tua? Does he go to a new team? Does he go to Saints, Steelers, like some team that needs a QB? Like,
All right.
I mean, the Steelers wouldn't be actually too bad of an option. I mean, if they're playing good defense,
Not necessarily because
you got
Tua is
DK a little
terrible
bit.
in cold weather. Tua is
Well, yeah,
terrible
that's
in
true.
cold
That's
weather. You
true
don't want
too.
any of that.
Unless it's just the fucking whole scheme up shit. I mean, if you can play to his strengths and, I mean, the Steelers have been a team that it doesn't really matter almost who the QB is. They're still in contention for a playoff
Yeah,
spot every single
but
year. So, you know, I'm just
but
throwing it out
Tua,
there as a possible
I get it.
option that,
I get it.
whether
The-
it's the
These,
Saints, the fucking Jets, I mean, who the fuck knows? But there are teams out there that are gonna be looking for quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, same situation. Like, is it Kyler Murray that goes to any of these places? Like,
yeah,
but
Yeah,
there's gonna
yeah.
be quarterbacks available. There's teams that need quarterbacks. So,
You
is
know
it
what
the
Tua
end
would
for
be?
Tua? Do we think it's really the end for Tua with this
I do.
contract? I mean,
I do because you don't get demoted to QB3 with that contract if they're not done with you, in my estimation. Right? Like
they
you
might
could be the
they might be
backup.
done with him in Miami, yeah, I'm saying, but I don't do you
Oh,
think
just
he's
overall?
done
No, no,
overall? That's
no,
what I'm saying, that's
no,
what I'm saying.
no,
In
no.
Miami, for sure, it might be donezo there, and maybe this is they just need that, but how does that now affect Achan, right? Achan's
Right.
been a guy who has been shit without Tua, right? He had when
But I
Tua's
think
not
he'll still
there,
be good.
he hasn't played as well. So does that change anything with Tua now?
You know, an interesting spot I just thought of with Tua, Vegas would
Yeah,
be really
Vegas, yeah,
interesting for Tua.
yeah.
Not a cold weather city
Mhm,
necessarily. Um, I don't think Geno Smith is going to be around much longer the way he's been playing, so they may
right,
look to get out of the Geno Smith business. So Vegas would be very interesting for Tua. Um, but yeah, man, it really does, and it's a trickle down effect. It's not just the player himself because Achan has been phenomenal this season. So obviously you're still playing him in your lineups, but how does that quarterback situation affect the rest of the offense, mainly Waddle and Achan?
right. Yeah, so McDaniel stays, Tua's gonna get cut.
That cap hit's going to be interesting. I'm not sure what the ramifications are. I don't know if there's any guaranteed money left on Tua's contract, but that's definitely going to be a discussion, right? Like
Mhm.
there's going to be a situation where I don't think Tua's ever playing for Miami again. When you're behind Zach Wilson in the quarterback hierarchy, that's a problem.
Yeah. And I didn't watch the game, but I just seeing I guess, the box score, it didn't look like he played horrible the last game. I don't know if
Uh
anyone's got more insight on it. I didn't really get to see, like, clips or see exactly what but I know I don't think his actual statistics were that bad.
no, he wasn't bad. 22 of 28, 253, two touchdowns, one interception. So that's
Yeah.
solid. He was QB 17 against Pittsburgh, but I guess for their expectations, it just wasn't. And what's crazy about that is that they were actually winning games and he wasn't playing nearly as well. Like
Right,
it was a lot of A-Chan stuff. If you look at the previous three games that they won, Washington, they had the bye week, New Orleans, and the Jets. He wasn't any higher than QB 23, didn't go over 170 passing yards, and had one touchdown and one interception in those three games. So
right.
it's weird. It's
But
very
the
weird.
offense just looks like shit, like, it's just
It does.
not
It
I
does.
mean, even just the play calls, like, it's just not I don't know.
All right, so I got some info here on Sleeper. He carries a total of nearly $100 million in dead cap money if he were to be cut. That is insanity.
We gotta find something. They gotta figure they'll figure out something to do.
Yeah, that's not good. But yeah, so it looks like the end of Tua. It's going to be an interesting quarterback carousel this offseason. You mentioned Kyler Murray. Obviously, the Pittsburgh situation is always volatile when you have a 40 something year old quarterback. Um, Yeah, man. Not too many other injuries. Obviously, we talked about Rasheed Rice. Njoku ruled out for week 16. So if you got Fannin, obviously Fannin's been a big part of a lot of people's tight end spot this season. Romo Dunze didn't play last night, and Luther Burden. That was interesting. If you fired up DJ Moore, good for you. Fuck off as well, but good for you. Da-da-da.
DJ
Yeah,
Moore, how
that's
about that game last night? Awesome catch at the end, which could argue even defensive pass interference, but nice catch. I know you hated seeing it, but as soon as Caleb threw that shit, I was like, "No way."
Oh yeah, I've seen
And
this
there
before. I was around for the 2014 NFC Championship game against Seattle, and that was a carbon copy almost to the T of the game. Packers were up. They had the game in hand. They were the better team for 50 whatever 7 minutes. with a backup quarterback, I might add, and Malik Willis actually looks really good. Like Malik
He does
Willis
look
looks
good.
really good in that particular offense. But obviously the onside kick, the
It was
touchdown in
crazy too.
overtime,
Getting the
it,
onside kick was yeah.
and even those onside kicks have an even less of a chance now that they revamped it, where you have to announce it, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
So I
And
think there's
that
something like it.
motherfucker Santos could kick. I mean, in the
Yeah,
wind,
in the
like,
wind.
he could fucking kick.
Yeah, he was angling it. He was bending it like Beckham, that's for sure. But yeah, that was a tough, and Kevin mentioned it, and I know what pass you're talking about, Kev. You're talking about that fourth down pass to the kid in the corner where it was just a blown coverage. So um really just a very disheartening game, because we could essentially won the NFC North with the win last night, and rested Jordan Love maybe against Baltimore, and maybe even rested Jordan Love against Minnesota. So that's going to be really tough. But yeah, overall very disheartening. There was some furniture moving in my house last night as I was watching that game, so not a good day for me as well.
Yep, Kev said QB stuff's gonna be crazy. Malik Willis will have a job next year. Yeah, I mean,
Very possible. Very, very possible.
there's quite a few interesting situations, so we'll see what plays out over the, that's last week. Alright, what any other news? Are we missing anything
Nothing else on the injury
injury-wise
front that
or
I'm getting. No, nothing else on the injury front that I'm getting right now. I did mention QJ is active. So for what that's worth, not a whole lot else last night. Josh Jacobs really disappointing. Emmanuel Wilson got the boatload of the carries, especially in that second half. That was really a letdown for me,
I
and it was it
picked
was
up
tough.
Wilson in all of my redraft leagues just to, I talked about going into the playoffs, just picking up the Brian Robinsons, the Emmanuel Wilsons, just those guys that can win you win you matchups based off if the guy in front of them is hurt. And coming into the week, I was like, damn, I might have a chance to play Wilson this week
Hmm.
if Jacobs is out. He winds up playing, which still kept me a little skeptical, like, all right, maybe he's just not gonna get as much work as he typically does, and you saw that, you saw
Especially in
that
the
last
second
week,
half.
so
Yep.
yep. Yep. And then I had Manungai last night going in one league. It was between him or Corum, and I decided to play him instead of Corum just based on the fact of the weather and Green Bay and Micah, and I'm like, "All right, maybe they're gonna run the ball a lot," which they did. It just didn't turn out to be all that great, but they relatively scored decently the same amount of points, I think. It might be like a 2 or 3 point difference maybe, so it wasn't that bad.
Yep.
Wasn't that bad at all.
Some interesting matchups as well, just across the board. Like that Tampa Carolina, there's a lot to play for there with the South. I'm
Mhm.
very interested in that Chargers Dallas game, but not a lot else in the early window. Jacksonville Denver at 4 o'clock is going to be really, really interesting. And then that Pittsburgh Detroit game, I'm really excited to see what happens there. Obviously, rooting for Pittsburgh to knock
Mhm.
off the Lions. That would kind of pretty much solidify a playoff spot for the Packers. And then you got the big dance, New England at Baltimore tonight, which should be a hell of a game. Baltimore's still a hell of a lot to play for in the AFC North. So some intriguing matchups, but other than that, a lot of like just not intriguing matchups. Jets Saints, Bengals, Dolphins, your Vikings traveling to New York to take on the
I
Giants.
mean,
Chiefs,
listen,
Chiefs get eliminated.
that's crazy, and Mahomes is done. But yeah, I mean, listen, JJ McCarthy looks a lot better the past 2 weeks. Is he getting his feet under him? Is he getting the hang of everything? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see going forward. But we need to get the ball to motherfucking Justin Jefferson is the problem.
See, the problem I have is JJ McCarthy and he played solid, not great. 15 out of 24, 250, two tutties, and he gives you some rushing upside. how does Justin Jefferson have 20 something yards? Like, how is that possible?
I don't know. Is he afraid to throw it
Obviously,
downfield? Is it,
I don't think so because Addison had
he did.
Addison caught a bomb, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm still playing Jacoby.
Cowboys got eliminated from playoff contention. Oh, Jacoby Myers? Yeah.
No, not Jacoby Myers, Jacoby Brissett. So Jacoby Brissett
Definitely playing Jacoby Myers.
or Jared Goff has been the
Oh,
question the
Brissett.
past
Yeah.
few weeks. And I think it's still the same answer. It's
Ooh.
Brissett. Like, after when you're just looking at Brissett's numbers, like, it's just hard to deny. I mean, he's throwing the ball at a
The
crazy
volume.
rate. The volume is
The
crazy. I
volume, dude.
mean,
Absolutely. Now, Jared Goff, last time we saw him, yeah, Brissett's just the last time Brissett threw it less than 40 times was week 9. That was the last time he threw it less than 40. And the production is there. QB 10, QB 10, QB 4, QB 8, QB 9, and then a couple of QB 12. He's the QB 1 right now. Like,
yeah.
he's a QB one right now. You get Marv back. You got Trey McBride. Michael Wilson, solid. Like, take all of it. Now, Jared Goff. And the one thing with Jared Goff that I love him in home games, but Jared Goff's been really good as well, right? Over 300 in his last 2 games, 3 touchdowns against the Rams. So should be a good game against Pittsburgh.
Today's the day for Jefferson, and I hope so. I only got him in one. I've got him in one Dynasty League semifinal here, where I'm playing him. I don't have any better options, or even close to any better options. So, but yeah, need a little something. Yep, semifinal starting Brissett and Rivers. Yeah, I was just talking about I got to start freaking Michael Carter and Audric Estime in one league. I mean, it's
tough out there.
It's rough out here, but it is rough. Does George Pickens somewhat make a
all right, so
better week out of himself this week?
And that's a really good one. Like, that's a tough one. George Pickens still struggling. Last 2 weeks, only 70 yards total on 8 catches. And it's crazy because he was just so damn good for the bulk of the season. He's hard to trust right now, and also now Dallas has nothing to play for. So are they, not to say they're going to mail it in or anything like that, but with a guy like Pickens who's very volatile.
Contract year, he's got to try and do some more. Now, obviously, CD was out for a while, and that's when, Pickens really started kind of coming along. But now that CD's all the way like integrated back in, sometimes I think it's gonna he's just one of those volatile guys. He's gonna have good games, he's gonna have absolutely shit games. Just like I mean, not as big of games, but like a Jameson Williams type where, it's kind of like hit or miss.
I got a question for you guys out there. With Quentin Johnson healthy and active, are you playing QJ versus Dallas, or are you playing Hollywood with no Rice, with no Thornton against Tennessee? It's Hollywood or QJ, and then I have Troy Franklin. Kind of lingering as well against Jacksonville. So it's those 3 guys. It's QJ, it's Hollywood, or Troy Franklin in a flex spot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. QJ is just so hard. There's just so many guys over there. Not like it was in the beginning of the season where he was just being,
he was bankable,
targeted a ton.
He was bankable.
And I mean, Hollywood hasn't been great either. He's been out, but again, there's just a bunch of injuries. There's nobody there. Minshew can sling it a little bit, but do you have faith in that? Or do you just go with, good offense in the Chargers, good matchup, and just hope for the best with QJ?
That's my dilemma. And then obviously Troy Franklin. I know Pat Bryant is back, so I don't think Troy Franklin is an option now that Pat Bryant is back. Um, but yeah, I have to go for the this call could make or break my season from the standpoint of I don't have much margin for error with Jordan Love getting hurt, Josh Jacobs not being productive. You know what I'm saying? And Rashee Rice is not playing for me this week in this game, so I have very little margin for error against Big Los there.
Oh, Big Lo's got you in the bag already?
No, not in the bag per se, because JSN had a decent game, but it's not. I wouldn't say the game's in the bag, but that lack of production from Jacobs and Jordan Love really set me behind the eight ball, and that's why this call I have to make between QJ and Hollywood um, is so pivotal because QJ could have a good game against Dallas in what could potentially be a high scoring game, or is it Hollywood just based on the other injuries? So it's such a tough.
You still got
um
Gibbs, Bowers, Brissett. I mean, going against Houston, maybe. I don't know what's gonna happen with Bowers there. Leggett, like you gotta hope for a few duds.
Duds, yeah. I mean, I still have St. Brown, I still have Kyle Pitts, I still have
Yeah,
Javante,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
Goff. Like I got some guys, but it's gonna be a tall task. And obviously Gibbs is tough. He still got Bucky Irving as well. I love Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving could have a really good game against Carolina, so it's gonna be tough. I'm not saying it's over, but I feel pretty defeated, obviously, with this situation that is shaped out. That team in the sub league too was so good all season, and then Rashee Rice goes out, Mahomes gets hurt, Jordan Love hurt, Josh Jacobs hurt. Like it's just, and I had Scadaboo on that team as well, who got hurt.
It just didn't work out for me this year. I mean, last year I just rode basically in that particular league. I rode who was it? Neighbors, London, and CD. And then I was just playing freaking Bateman and Wandell Robinson in the flex all year, and I think I went to the semifinals and lost last year at least. And then this year was just too much. CD went down, and then London went down, and
Mm-hmm.
then the whole Kyler Murray fucking thing, and yeah, it was just a mess. So had to bail ship, but yeah, I mean, looks like it could be Los, and then on the other side, Dunna with
Yeah,
Stafford just
Donna's.
going off. I mean,
Yep. Yep.
could it be Dunna on the other side beat the reigning champ, and then
And Dunna got hot at the right time because he came in as the 5 seed, put up 260 in the first round, and then
right.
he obviously has Matthew Stafford go nuts on
Mhm.
Thursday, and he's just getting hot at the right time, and that's what we're talking about. Like you could be the last team in and get hot, and your guys are playing well. Maybe you get some guys healthy, or you avoid the injury bug altogether, and then you just kind of make it happen. So it's gonna be really interesting. I think I still got a shot, but I need guys like I need Amon Ra to play well. I need Kyle Pitts to at least give me something approximating what he did last week. I'm not saying he's going to get 3 touchdowns, but give me something approximating to last week. Same thing for Goff and St. Brown. I need some of that as well. So we'll see how we go from there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna roll Hollywood, but it's going to be tough if I see QJ go out there and get 7 for 70 and a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, I've got out of 12 leagues, I'm in 8 semifinals.
That's nice.
So it's a big year. It's a big week for me right now. So shit. I go Hollywood. QJ might get hurt again. This is true. This is true. At least Uncle Rico gonna throw. Yep. You're in position for Mendoza in our rookie draft. Yeah, I mean the only thing, what is that? The sub league 2, I think, right? Yeah. Because in the OG sub league, I've got the 101 in the 102. But in this one, yeah, I got the 101. So is it gonna be Love, who I can use a running back? I don't necessarily need a quarterback with Jalen Hurts and Burrow on the squad. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. I've obviously have some options, even if I want to move back a couple slots, and we'll see. We shall see. A couple good wide receivers, as well. But yeah. All right. Any other questions? Throw them in the chat here before we get out of here. I don't think I've got any other really start sit decisions. I'm sitting Gino in a super flex league, and I'm playing fucking London in that slot. I made a
I
mistake, and
love
I
that.
did freaking Chris Rodriguez almost by accident. I don't know. I just missed checking my lineup before yesterday's games because I had to work yesterday, and it wound up Chris Rodriguez in, and he wound up doing not too bad in a point per carry league and points per first down. Put up like 19 something points, so that actually worked out for me. But yeah, sitting Gino in a horrible matchup. I've got London Harrison, Wandell Robinson, and JMO in there
It's not bad.
instead.
That is not bad.
So we'll see what we live up to there. And then yeah, I mean I'm in good shape. I'm all green here in all of my dynasty matchups at least.
I'm not green,
Um,
so lucky for you.
all right, Ray Gamer, what's up, man? Jefferson or Buka in a non PPR.
That's a good one.
6 points per touchdown, 40-yard TD bonus. There could be weather in Vikings game. I'm stuck. And Burrow or Lamar and 6 points per passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, 40-yard TD bonus.
So Ray, really quick, I live here up in the Northeast. I live 20 minutes away from MetLife Stadium, and the weather is not terrible in terms of like sun. There's no like rain or anything, but it is pretty windy out here. So that is a factor in what you're saying here. And the winds definitely whip up when you go out to MetLife. I was there a couple of weeks ago to watch the Packers Giants game. And that this is one of the legitimate questions that we were talking about, especially with Justin Jefferson. Ibuka has a better matchup, but he has more competition to deal with, right? Mike Evans getting double-digit targets. Godwin, we talked about McMillan. Obviously, they still got Bucky Irvin, Rashad White, Sean Tucker, Kate Otten is a part of that offense as well. So that is a really tough one. But I think based on what you said, Igbuka's getting the targets, like he's getting a good target share in a game that means a lot for the Bucks. So they could try and put the gas pedal down. I don't want to have Justin Jefferson go have a really good game and him be on the bench. I think I could live with Ibuka having a better game than Jefferson, then vice versa, and leaving that guy on the bench. But the weather, the elements definitely are a little bit of a factor. Oh, foot to the fire. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. In the last 3 games, 22 yards has been his highest output. It's just wild. But
Now you did
yeah, I mean, it's
mention
tough.
JJ McCarthy is playing better over the last 2 weeks. So does that
He
start
is.
to translate into Justin Jefferson being the beneficiary of some of that productivity?
Right.
But
He did have 8 targets last week, which was good to see.
he did,
So,
but
I mean, didn't do much with him, but
no, he did not.
Buka hasn't been much better, honestly. I
No,
mean,
no.
but he's just he is getting a steady amount of targets is the only thing. But yeah, I'm gonna still roll Jefferson. I'm with you on that. And then Burrow or Lamar and a 6 point per passing touchdown.
I'm taking Joe
Rushing
Burrow.
touchdown too.
I'm
40-yard
taking Joe
TD
Burrow.
bonus. Hey, Lamar hasn't been great.
No, he has not.
He's been decent. I think it was decent last week, but I mean, Burrow didn't he just have to chop like a donut game?
Yeah, Joe Burrow didn't have a great game, but he's got T. Higgins back. They're playing in Miami.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
weather. I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
should be a good matchup. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow here.
Yeah, and he is throwing it 35 at least 36 times a game the last 3 games. So, what do you like Lamar with the damn rushing?
I do.
Like,
I don't
does
mind
that
it,
feel safer?
But Lamar hasn't really been
But it is
rushing
against
not
New
nearly
England.
as much against New England. Yeah, and that game means a hell of a lot to both teams.
Jesus,
Um,
last week, 12 passing attempts.
right. That
Yeah.
Baltimore offense has not been good.
Yeah, I mean, even Lamar rushing,
That's right.
he hasn't been, like, great. He's given you a couple
Dynamic.
extra
No.
points, but it's not the past it hasn't been good. Yeah, we'll go with Burrow. We'll go with Burrow. Carlos said, "How you guys running the off-season podcast shows?" That's the tough part. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd love to just record videos and then post them. This way you can just watch it whenever. The only problem with that is I gotta edit them, and I just do not have the time, with damn 2 kids in the family to be sitting here editing stuff. So that's the tough
Right.
part. I don't know. Maybe we do that and I don't really edit it. I just post it. Or we'll just continue to do the live shows on, whatever it is, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or something of that nature. So we'll just stay tuned. We'll let you know. Just make sure you're following us on Instagram, and I'll make sure I at least let everybody know what's going to be happening for the off season here. But Chip, what up, Chip? Start one, end one. Start one wide receiver, one flex. McMillan, Myers, Marks, Tracy, Hampton.
It's a good one. Jacoby Myers has been fantastic. I know they're playing a tough Denver defense, but I still think I'm
Mhm.
going Jacoby Myers. Um,
Tracy having a good game last week. Obviously, he's getting a lot more touches now. Um, Woody Marks, we still got Chubb coming back, and it's always weird sometimes just with Chubb there, like Chubb's getting the touchdown.
mhm.
I mean, then Hampton has a great matchup against Dallas.
But
Um,
what's really interesting with the Hampton situation is Vidal has outsnapped Hampton since he's gotten back, but Hampton's been more efficient with his workload. So
mhm.
make of that what you will, from that Amarion Hampton standpoint. I think I'm gonna go Jacoby Myers as the wide receiver, and I'm gonna take Amarion Hampton in the flex spot. I think I'm doing it. You can make cases for Tyrone Tracy, who's been pretty solid. You can also make a case for Tet in a good matchup with
Right.
Tampa. But I'm gonna go Myers and Hampton, but I can hear the Tracy McMillan conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I think the shit. I think Tracy and Hampton are pretty safe, but I just feel like that McMillan, there's just something about that game that I can see it being 30 plus on each side, and, like,
Mhm.
McMillan is a big beneficiary of that, obviously. I might go Myers and McMillan, but again,
I
I'm
hear it.
not supposed of going with Hampton or Tracy. I think those are safer plays, but the upside may be with McMillan, compared to the other 2 guys, but so depending on how you wanna play it, also depends on who you're going against, right? If you went against Puka, like, I'm gonna go with the upside here and try and get as many points
Yep.
as I can
Yep.
instead of
Yep.
trying to play safe, so I think you gotta play that as to a small factor into it, as well.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mac, what's up, Mac? Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex, Judkins, Tet, DK, Mike Evans, Lad. Oof.
Wide receiver 2, I'm taking Mike Evans. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give me all
Yeah, yeah,
that. Based
for
on what I
sure.
saw last week, Mike Evans is in my wide receiver 2 spot in a big game that they need. Baker Mayfield is going to look Mike Evans' way. He's possibly in for another double-digit target type game. He looked
Mhm.
phenomenal in that last game that Tampa played. And then for the flex, that's a tough one, man. That really is. Judkins hasn't been good in the last couple of weeks. Um, Tet, like you said, you do like you some Tet in this particular game. You could see him having a good game. So could I. DK's been pretty good lately. Um,
He had the
so
one
that is
big
an
game.
He did,
Had the one
and
big game 2 weeks ago against Baltimore, but then last week, he did have the
he
tutty that saved him last week, but 3 catches on 3 targets.
yeah, I hear it. Um,
You know, that I feel like he's just
and
so
I'm a big Lad
up and
McConkey
down.
guy. Like yeah, volatile. He's very volatile, and Lad McConkey has not been good like the last couple of weeks. Now we talking about the plus matchup with Dallas, so
Right.
that is a really really tough spot. Lad McConkey only 3 catches on 8 targets for 32 yards in his last 2 games. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
man,
they've got flaws in all of those other
yeah,
but
yeah,
they've also got good McMillan, good matchup, Ladd, good matchup. Haven't been great the past few weeks, but good matchups. I think it for me is between either McMillan or Ladd for the
I
second
agree.
slot. Um, but again, if you want that upside, like, is it McMillan? Like, is there anyone else over there for for the Panthers that can really put up a huge game? I mean, Coker's been solid since he's came back, and his target share has been good, but he's only getting 4, 5, 6 targets at most. McMillan is that dog where if it's if it's some type of shootout, like he's gonna be the beneficiary. But yeah, I might just be rolling with Tet. I don't know if I'm biased because I got him in one of my dynasty leagues and I'm counting on him this week, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm gonna roll with Tet. Give me
Yeah, I'm
G.
gonna go.
Give me Evans and Tet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mike Evans, and I'm gonna go Lad here. I'm gonna go Lad. I think there is
Nice.
a
I
case to
see
be
that
made for Lad.
for sure.
So yeah, give me Mike Evans and Lad, but I'm here for the Tet stuff as well.
Yeah, Ladd is not a bad option at all against that defense. Appreciate you, Chip. No problem. Doormat Pickens or Gainwell. We talked about
Ooh,
Pickens not being great the past few weeks. Gainwell
has been phenomenal in the
has
passing
been
game.
great.
He
So
Gainwell has been fantastic.
at Detroit in what could be some sort of high scoring game. I mean, he's getting
The receiving work is
7 targets each
ridiculous.
the last 2 weeks, 8 and 6 the 2 weeks before that. I mean, and he's getting double digit carries almost. Or do you roll with Pickens, who
Yeah,
has
I'm
been
going
great
Gainwell.
all
I'm going
season, but
Gainwell. I'm going Gainwell.
I'm gonna go Gainwell as well. I'm gonna go Gainwell as well. That's a tough decision, but and then we've got Kansas City D or San Fran D. I've got Kansas City D going in one league.
That's a tough one because they
That's
both
against
have
Tennessee.
matchups that you kind of like. Tennessee, Cam Ward has played a little bit better, but obviously a matchup that you kind of do like.
San Fran just played Tennessee and scored 0 points.
Right. Um, and then
I'll go
San
KC.
Fran playing. Yeah, I'm gonna take KC as well, but San Francisco playing against Old Man Rivers on Monday night.
Right. It's not bad either.
Um, but yeah, Kansas City defense.
All right, Kev, Coker, Waddle, or Tracy.
Ooh, I think we're taking Waddle out.
Yeah.
Um, like you said, Coker has been solid. He's actually kind of, I don't want to say jumped off the page, but he's popped off the page, off the TV screen in the last couple of weeks. You could see he has been solid. He's getting a decent target share. Tyrone Tracy is very interesting with the Giants against Minnesota. Hmm. Minnesota 11th against running backs, but Tracy's getting a good volume and he's getting some receiving work. How do you not go Tyrone Tracy here?
Yeah. I mean, Tracy, then like I mentioned with Coker before, like he's been solid, but he's not getting a ton of targets. He doesn't really have that upside, and you're praying for a touchdown as well, where Tracy's getting passing work. He's getting, I think what I say, 18, 19 carries the last couple weeks.
Hmm.
So yeah, give me Tracy there, Kev. Let's go Tracy. Let's go Tracy. Carlos, what you guys take on Mendoza? I mean, I don't think he's necessarily a top prospect. Like I think as of right now, my 101 is still Jeremiah Love, but I mean, Mendoza's like, what is he, like 6'4", 6'5", like 220. Like he's a big dude. But where is he gonna go? I don't know if he's necessarily, how high in the draft he'll go or what team he goes to. I don't think he's any type of like slam dunk prospect, but again, we talk about in Dynasty all the time as Superflex, like taking these quarterbacks. Nobody wanted to take them Jackson Dart almost in any of the first
Mhm.
round. And I was the one saying at like the 107, 108, like this is the time where you got to take this guy because even before he plays, like, he's gonna have an opportunity where that value is gonna go up. He's playing with a star wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, like, and now we see the rushing ability, like, the only fault really right now with Jackson Dart is he just doesn't seem to wanna protect himself, and how
Right,
much does
right.
that hurt him and injury-wise, and how risky is that, and, so on and so
But
forth,
the
but,
production is there when he plays. Like, the production and the dynamic production is there when he plays, and he doesn't even and it's crazy because he doesn't even necessarily have to have a great game for him to be fantasy productive, right? Like, he can go out there and throw for 175 yards, but run for another 50, 60 yards, get you a touchdown on the ground and a touchdown throwing, and it's kinda like almost like Jalen Hurts, where the numbers don't just jump out at you, but when you look up, he's got 25, 30 fantasy points.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, I like Mendoza, but I need a little more time to kinda really evaluate what he brings to the table as an NFL quarterback and, of course, where he goes and all those things. So, I mean, I don't think he comes into the league and is some type of top 10 guy or anything of that nature, but, there are some good opportunities for some places to play. So
For
we'll see what
sure.
happens. Trays, what's up, man? Let's hop on that ship. Let's go. Let's go. Full PPR. Star two. Judkins, Hampton, Tracy Jones, or Carter. Oof. Thanks and best of luck to everyone. Yeah. See, that's the thing is you've got I mean, they're all these guys are almost relatively, like, the same. Like, it's extremely hard to pick which ones are gonna be have a great day, right? Michael Carter, yeah, they said they love to give him the workload, and they're comfortable with him. Aaron Jones, a little bit of passing game, a little bit of rushing game, good matchup. Um, Tracy Singletary's still there, but he's been great the past couple weeks. Hampton, like, just coming back from injury. Vidal is still heavily involved. Judkins hasn't been great the past few weeks. It's like, what do we do here?
I mean, for me, I'm looking at opportunities for scores, right?
Right.
And you have to start splitting some hairs. Judkins, I'm not crazy about that Cleveland offense, and he hasn't been great. They are taking on a Buffalo team that is susceptible on the ground, and they may want to kind of keep it close there. Um, but I do like Hampton because I think that Chargers offense has a good opportunity to get down in that red zone quite a few times. So I'm gonna go Amarion Hampton, and then I'm
Mhm.
gonna go Tyrone Tracy as
I
my
agree.
other, just on opportunity. And with Jackson Dart, the Giants do move the football, and there's opportunities to score with Jackson Dart. Aaron Jones just doesn't have a high enough ceiling in this scenario with the Hampton or a Tracy for me.
Right.
And like you said, the Michael Carter thing is interesting, but how much is he truly going to get the ball? We know Jacoby is going to sling it 40, 45 times. Carter could get some of that receiving work, but I think for this particular situation, I'm going Hampton and Tracy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Hampton and Tracy as well. It just is the best opportunity and matchup. So let's go. Let's roll with that. Any last questions? Throw them out there because we're about to hop up out of here. I'm making sure I'm running through all my lineups one last time, making sure there's no last minute fucking in warm ups. This guy fucking twisted his ankle type
Yeah,
shit.
it do be like that. Let me just refresh. Not a ton of not a ton of other inactive actives. We pretty much know everybody who's playing.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor back into action, but not getting the start.
No, I wouldn't mess with Tyrod Taylor either. Either way, there's better options. I'd rather have Gardner Minshew than Tyrod Taylor right now.
Oh yeah, of
Like
course.
if that's your situation.
I got Minshew slinging it for me in one league. But I think I'm all good to go.
Mm-mm.
Alright, I got nothing else. Appreciate your
Yeah, I'm
trades. No
solid.
problem, bro.
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, good luck. Let's get to these damn ships. It's the fucking final countdown.
It is the final.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Gotta
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
cue the Rocky music.
Oh, shit. Alright. But, yeah, good luck. We'll see y'all, next week, hopefully, if y'all still in it. But, yeah, let's do our thing. Let's get into the ship at the least. Let's have that opportunity. So
I would say go pack go, but I got nothing left.
peace, packs suck,
They
and
do.
we
They're
out.
terrible.